Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Blu-ray Hunter Blu-ray haul video for, I guess it's for February and March, since we didn't do one in February, but it's going to be for February, March. My buddy John Ward actually pointed that out that we should keep it as the way it's been going, which was December, January, now February, March, then April,
Yeah,
May, kind of thing. And actually, that's really good because I really haven't been buying a lot of Blu-rays as much this coming time because as much as I've had like 40 something before. Now I've got 25 and John's got 25. So we got enough, but I think I'm gonna have maybe more later in the summer or so, but right now not a lot. So it works perfectly. John's gonna start and then do half of his haul. Then I'm gonna do half of my haul, and then vice versa to finish it off. So,
right.
John, take it away.
All right. So this I just got in the mail, I think yesterday. It didn't come to my job. It came to my home. I used to have everything sent to my apartment. Now it's getting sent to my work. So I don't know. This might have been sitting in the mailbox for a few days. But this is Scott Tepperman and Jim O'Rear.
Oh wow,
They
okay, yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
know they
So
put
they
it on Blu-ray. Nice,
well, and this is a sequel, Cruel Summer Part Two.
nice.
So I'm in the first film, and then uh but I'm not in the second one. I kind of lost my thought there. But it's Scott. Like Scott. So yeah, Scott Tepperman directed this, but it stars both him and Jim. And then Scott was in Mediocrity Massacre 4. So then he asked if I would like to be in this one. So we kind of did a
In the
trade
first
off.
one, yeah.
I'm sorry, the first one, yeah. But I did contribute to this for crowdfunding, and I just got this in the mail the other
Nice,
day. So I thought of maybe having like a little marathon with it. And it's nice. It comes with a card that's signed by everybody.
nice.
And then it's got like a kind of like a postcard type thing there. So very happy about that. So I like both of them quite a bit. They're a great team. They're very funny. Um, and then a lot of these some of you don't, but a lot of them you already know. I did pick up Slender Man,
Nice. We talked
which
about
I
that.
yeah. So we when did we talk about this? Did we? I don't think I did this on the last one. I
No,
rewatched
no,
it.
no. You and I personally talked about it.
Oh, just back and forth. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, so I enjoyed this more now than I did. Um and it's got a decent director on it who did like The Losers and stuff like that. But then also picked up The Bye Bye Man.
the Bye
Got
Bye
that
Man.
one
Now we
too.
definitely talked about that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. This we definitely talked about. Yeah, there's a the beginning of the whole video is about the Bye Bye Man because Lee Winnell. So it's not as bad as I remember it, but I still don't like it as much. But I have no problem owning it because Lee's in it. So uh,
Here you go.
then and then I did rewatch the last video we did, so I wouldn't have duplicates. And on it, I showed the remake of Poltergeist, the extended version, and I went, I'm an idiot. I'm probably just gonna buy the remake of Child's Play, and I freaking did.
Of course you did.
So I predicted my own dumbness. So
But see, yeah, I mean, because then you can just say, "Oh, I'm probably going to do that," and then just do it, right after, and then say, "I did it." See, like I said, I was going to do it. I predicted I did.
well,
I
and
did it.
and my reason on the last video, and you agreed with me on this, was I got it for two reasons. One, Mark Hamill doing the voice of well, he's not Chucky, but whatever his name is on this,
I forgot the
and
name.
yeah, he's something else, Tommy or something. And of course, Aubrey Plaza is gorgeous in this. So it's an interesting casting choice for the kid's mom, but she's very hot in it.
It's fucking Aubrey
And
Plaza. That's there's no choice. You're gonna
yeah,
get
I
Aubrey
mean,
Plaza, get her fucking get her. You know.
oh, I definitely agree with that. And so I rewatched Poltergeist, which I actually have just sitting right behind me there. That's it right there. And I rewatched this, and then I also got the remake of Cabin Fever.
the shot for shot remake of Cabin Fever, which I will never
It is
promote or
yeah.
buy or anything.
It's I want to do a video on all three, the Poltergeist and Child's Play and Cabin Fever. So I want to do a video on them of remakes that should have never been made. And so it's and they shouldn't there's no soul to these movies. They're just cash grabs.
That's a whole series of podcasts or something, remakes that should never been made.
Yeah, I mean, this one has a couple things that are a little better, I guess, because they probably had a bigger budget on it. But it's just not. No, no, there was no reason for it.
No.
And then I saw I saw that somebody had posted both of these on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, I need those. And they sent me the link, and I purchased them, and that's Fantastic Four, the Roger Corman version,
Nice.
which I actually still think is the best version out there. And this does have audio commentary, and it's includes 2 transfers direct from the 3x4 first Gen Master, and then the AI enhanced 720p upscale with NDR. I don't even know what half of that means, but yeah. So these are and there's some decent special features on it. So
Nice.
I still think it's the closest thing to the comic book. So and then with that, because for $20 you got both of these, is the great documentary Doomed.
I was gonna ask if because I think I remember you showing me both. You know, because people don't know this. I don't think we've talked about this, but generally speaking, each time we get something, we'll show each other through Facebook or whatever. I got this or whatever, and one of them was that you showed me was both of those, and I thought that's awesome because like yeah, a lot of people talk about that documentary and stuff. So for that documentary alone is worth $20.
Yeah, they I think they talked to almost everybody in this, and like the actors and stuff, who thought that they were making a movie, and they didn't know that it was just a copyright thing, to hold the rights. And then Corman shelved it to then sell the rights. But it's a great documentary on a film that was never officially released. So I highly recommend getting both of them. It's almost kind of like watching, like The Room and then Disaster Artist type of thing. Like you need to kind of see one to see the other. So
Yeah.
I recommend people getting both. And then I got a few here from the Vestron Video, that collector's series. So I did pick up Candyman, Day of the Dead, the third one, which I think is the second best one out of the original trilogies. So that's pretty good. It's got like a bunch of special features on it. Shivers, and these are numbered. On our last video, we were talking about numbers. So this is number 24, which is cool. And then Shivers, David Cronenberg. They also have Mylar covers, which are nice. They reflect.
Who is that?
And
Vestron?
Yeah, that collector's series. And this is number 18. They also did the Silent Night, Deadly Night collection. But I showed that one on the last one.
Did they do Maximum Overdrive? Yes. So
yeah,
Vestron
yeah, you showed that. Yeah.
But is it numbered? Yeah, 17. Shit.
Okay.
I did not know that. Cool.
And then the Warlock collection.
Warlock, yes. That just came out recently, right?
Yeah, it's pretty new. And
what number is that?
3 films. 11.
Really? They're only at 11?
No, I think Silent Night, Deadly Night collection would be the newest one, but I don't know what number that is.
Okay.
So this is 11. This is 18. 24.
Okay.
So that's those 3 from the Vestron. And then these I got from the Makeflix sale. And they are double features. This one is the Mysterious double feature. And it's Bela Lugosi in The Ape Man and Boris Karloff in Doomed to Die.
Doomed to Die.
So this would be retro media, so Fredo and Ray.
Nice.
These are probably all public domain, but I figured why not? They were cheap. It's nice to have them. So that's got that. And then shocking sci-fi double feature, which has Phantom from Space, which is one of my favorite B movies from like the 50s. And then it has one I have not seen, but I want to, called Frozen Alive. And apparently
Nice.
these are both widescreen. So they don't really have special features on them, like maybe a trailer, or I'm guessing probably like an interview from YouTube that they found. They would put it on here, that type of thing. But I still think they're worth having.
Awesome.
And then The Monster Maker. Well, this is the horrific double feature. The Monster Maker and King of the Zombies. So we
Sweet.
got that. Yeah. Interview with Bela Lugosi. So I'm guessing this is probably one of the ones that you get off of like YouTube or something.
Ah,
And then Monstrous Double Feature again. Oh,
is
that's
that
horrific double feature. Yes, so this is the second monstrous double feature. Boris Karloff in The Ape. So Bela Lugosi was the Ape Man. This is Boris Karloff in The Ape.
the ape and the ape man should have fought each other? That would have been
They should
great.
have.
You know.
Yeah, fight it out. Well,
Yeah.
because yeah, there's the ape there. And The Black Raven with
Black
George Zuko.
the Black Raven. Not
Yeah.
not not a not like the purple raven, you know.
No,
Black
the Black Raven. It's right there. So it's black. Yeah. It's also in the back. It's black right there.
or the white raven. Why is it gotta be black? Because it's a black raven.
That's Raven. It could be racist, but might be related to one of the crows from Dumbo. You never know.
God.
And that's it. So that's my first stack right there.
That's the very canceled Disney movie right there. Oh,
Oh man, those crows were not back in the remake.
I know they did
No
not come back.
way.
Oh man, it was the remake so awkward. And almost
I
didn't feel like
refuse to watch it.
it's Tim Burton. I had to watch it. I watched Tim Burton
I
and Danny DeVito,
I
you know.
can't. It just looked awful, and they changed everything, just like Pinocchio. I won't watch that
Yeah.
garbage.
I didn't hate Dumbo, like I didn't hate it. It wasn't didn't feel like the same movie. It felt like another movie.
No, because they change everything.
Right. He wasn't even talking. At least in Lion King, they talked. You know, Dumbo never talked. It's like
Huh.
it's just it was it a an elephant with big ears that could fly. You know, that was it. Um,
Okay.
all right. So next is I got these two movies from our buddy Matthew Fessel. He messaged me and was like, "Hey, do you have these two movies and would you review them for one of your shows?" So I was like, "I don't," and yes, I would love to at some point. So
Hey, you didn't ask me.
Composure.
Got that. Yes. Happy about
Well,
that.
that's
Yeah.
probably why, because I think you have everything he has. So he's
I do.
like, yeah. So I didn't just yet.
Some of them
So
doubles. So
yes, see, he's like, we can't give him triples now. That's just too much. And then Jason, what's his name? Jason Thunder double feature. So it's got I'm guessing two Jason Thunder movies. Agent Impossible and Legends.
okay.
So
I got that.
you ever heard
Yep,
of
got that one too.
those? Did you have these two?
Until they brought them out, I'd never heard of them. No.
Yeah. But you have them, right?
I have all their stuff. Some I just, because of crowdfunding, I might have two versions of, or I just have two DVDs or a DVD and a Blu-ray, that type of thing. So yeah, some of them I have twice, some of them I don't.
Okay. Am I okay? That's it looked like it muted me or something. So all right. So next is all of these are going to be all Judd Apatow slash Judd Apatow people, kind of movies or whatever. Just going
What
on a
people?
binge.
What do you
Like
mean
you'll see,
people?
you'll see what I mean when
Oh
I go.
no. Oh
So
no.
first off is 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Okay,
So
that's a good one.
that's a
Awesome.
classic.
That's a good one.
The next is The Big Sick, also produced by Judd Apatow.
I know of
Um,
it, but have not seen it.
yeah, it's really good actually. I really liked it. I've seen it on like Hulu or one of those things, and it's just like this is really good. Um, Drillbit Taylor, which you got, I think, the DVD or something of it, right? Like
I
for
got the
the
yeah the DVD of that also. Yeah,
yeah.
not in this. It's somewhere in a bag, but I do have it. Yeah.
But do you have a Blu-ray of it or a DVD?
No, no, I think it is the DVD, and I'm just like, crap. I know there's an extended cut or something of this, so I'll have to try to find it. So that's it. Yeah,
Yeah, this is more, yeah, extended survival edition. That's what I got.
yeah. I'll have to look. I don't know. I'll have to look. I don't remember.
So this is the part of the thing that I was saying, like people. This is I Love You Man, which was not actually produced by Judd Apatow, but stars Paul Rudd, who's one of his, and Jason
Well, and
Segel,
Jason
who's
Segel. Yeah,
who's yeah, so
but
some
that's a
Judd
good film. It's a
Apatow
funny
people.
movie.
Oh, I love that movie. But I wanted to own these movies because like some of them are not you can't get on streaming right now or whatever. And there's some days I'm just in the mood to watch these movies because they're just kind of comfort movies to me, and everything. Speaking of another Judd Apatow comfort movie, Pineapple Express, which
That's a good one. That's one of the best ones.
yeah, directed by the guy who did Halloween Ends. Um,
Oh shit.
and he's gonna be doing the new Exorcist movie. Stop, David Gordon Green. Just stop. Just go back to comedy.
Stick with
You're
what you do
really,
best, man.
yes, you were really, he was great in drama. He did drama for a little bit. I loved all the Real Girls and all the stuff he did before. And then he did Pineapple Express. I'm like, oh my God, he was freaking amazing. And, great director for that, like perfect. And then he did, you know,
The
the
Halloween films.
Halloween movies. And just no, no, just because you can doesn't mean you should. All right.
Correct.
Next is Pop Star, Never Stop Stopping.
I
Um,
love that film. I think that's hilarious.
I have all the songs in a well, almost all the songs, but all the good songs on a thumb drive, and I listen to it in the car all the time because it's freaking hilarious. Uh,
I'm a huge Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan. So
I'm a
Andy
huge
Samberg's just
Lonely Island
hilarious.
fan. Like there was at one point I was just going down a whole Lonely Island like rabbit hole, and I was looking up online, and there's a lot of old shows and pilots that they did that are on YouTube.
Hmm.
Amazing. Another people that's not Judd Apatow, but once again Paul Rudd. Role Models. Great movie. Really think this movie
Yes, with
has
McLovin. It's a good film.
McLovin and it's got Sean and Stifler, so
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it's got I mean it's got Elizabeth Banks who made a splash with Cocaine Bear and Jane Lynch,
Made a
and
snort, made a line with Cocaine Bear.
yeah. And it's directed by David Wayne, who I love, and written by Paul Rudd, David Wayne, Kim Marino, and Timothy Dowling. I know Timothy Dowling because I had a book at one point that had a bunch of stuff about short films, making short films and stuff. And I don't know if I still have it. It's probably somewhere. But that book actually went into details about a couple short films, and one of them was one that Timothy Dowling wrote. That was a like a parody of what's that movie? What's the book movie that Hugh Grant was in with Julia Roberts, I think. Julia Roberts and Hugh
What,
Grant.
Notting Hill?
Notting Hill. It was a parody of Notting Hill, and it was if I'm correct, if I'm right about it, it was it was like Notting Hill if with Doctor Evil, you know, and it was just ridiculously stupid and funny.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, you'd have to watch it. It's really
Yeah,
goofy. All right, so next is Superbad. You
another
know,
great one.
fucking classic. Once again, these movies are my comfort movies. If I'm really in a shitty day or something, or need a pick me up, these movies are here for me. So Judd Apatow, love you to death, man. Always will. He has the career I want. Um, next is a movie he produced called Talladega Nights.
Another good one.
I fucking all of these are pretty good. Pretty good. There's this one got a lot of interesting thing, but I still think it's a good one, which is Trainwreck, which not a lot of people like.
It is I liked it, but it is the only movie I liked with Amy Schumer. Otherwise, she sucks.
Yeah, and I think that's because of Judd Apatow, not just her. or
No,
whatever.
she steals jokes. She's not funny. This is very well known, and
Yeah,
all she
we're not
talks
saying
about
anything that's like,
is her vagina smelling. I mean, that's the thing, that's her big thing. So of how nasty her underwear looks. I mean, that's great,
all
wonderful.
right. Well,
Yeah.
and then last but not least of this pile and stuff is the last of the Judd Apatow ones, and it's actually one that has a extended. What was it say? It's got a bizarro cut where they do an alternate version of the film with different jokes at every scene.
Okay.
It's Wonderlust.
I know that, and I think I saw it a very long time ago.
Yes. So once again, Paul Rudd, another Paul Rudd movie, Jennifer Aniston, David Wayne movie. So it's done by the same guy who did Role Models. And Judd Apatow produced it, and it is so freaking funny. Malin Ackerman is in it, Catherine Hahn, Lauren Ambrose, Paul Rudd and Jennifer Aniston. I mean, Alan Alda, so
Do you have Anchorman?
I have Anchorman. Yeah. So those are ones I don't have. Like those are the ones some of the ones I don't have. I think I might be missing a couple more. One of them is hard to get, like, you know, the bubble or whatever that he just put on Netflix. I don't know if that's even on Blu-ray or
It's
anything.
Netflix, so probably not. No,
Um,
I've heard bad things about it too.
yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Well, the
And
reason why I asked for Anchorman is, in between Anchorman and Anchorman 2, there's an Anchorman.
there's like an Anchorman 1.5, right, or something.
Yeah, they had so much footage and did so many reshoots on Anchorman that they released a whole different Anchorman movie by itself.
Nice.
And you can get it. It's available. I think it's just Anchorman, and then it has the
But is it
subtitle,
on
like it's
Blu-ray or just DVD?
probably just DVD.
Damn. See, yeah, I want everything on so the ones I need right now are Walk Hard, Year
Good one.
One, Begin
Ooh,
Again, Anchorman 2, The Bubble, and Bros. I did not know he produced Bros. Heard really
Bros, you're
terrible.
gonna buy Bros?
I'm going to because I'm
Oh,
going.
sweet
Dude,
Jesus.
you're just the same, man. You have to get everything, man, regardless
But
of what.
I'm not gonna. But I don't. As far as a producer goes, I don't get everything. As I would never own Bros in 1,000 years. Apparently, gay people don't even own Bros.
I would own every. I would try to find it for cheap. I'm not gonna go looking for it now, or anything. But if I can
Hopefully, it
find
falls
it
off
cheap,
of a truck and you can just pick it up off the
if it
street.
goes to the Dollar Tree, say that, pick up Bros. But I don't know.
Mm.
Anyway, it's just it's like whatever. It's like I'm completist. I like having all of them. I don't know if I'll watch it or not, but having all of them makes me feel good.
Okay. Okay. No.
So
Okay. No.
I know,
I mostly understand. I don't really do producers, but
I'm
I
sure
get
there are
Judd
stuff
Apatow.
that
So
yeah, that you collect that you're just like nobody else wants this shit. You know,
there's movies that I think are bad that I
no,
buy to finish off a collection, but I don't know if other people think it's bad. I think the Judd Apatow stuff is good, but Bros, I've heard so many horrible things with, and it was considered to be like one of the biggest bombs last year, and apparently the gay community didn't even go see it.
yeah, I
And
was surprised because I think if I'm correct, if that's Nick Stoller who directed it, and I
it's a
generally love him.
well, straight people found it offensive because they said that we had a good run, and now we're out. And then I guess the representation for gay people, for the gay community, thought it was offensive. So
Is Billy Eichner gay?
he oh
I
yes,
did not know that.
yes.
Like, I just don't.
He is the worst. He's Yeah, because I thought Chris Pratt was the worst thing on Parks and Recreation. And then when Billy Eichner came on, he then became the worst thing. Luckily,
Okay.
he's only on like a season. But oh my, his character is so obnoxious. I do not find him funny at all. He is just, oh my god,
All right.
oh my
Anyway,
god.
that's my half. So your last half, and then I'll do my
Okay,
last.
we're gonna start with one of my favorite films,
Bros.
Megan.
Oh,
Yeah,
Megan.
Pros. So this is the unrated edition, and I did watch it the other night, and I couldn't figure out exactly what was.
What was different?
Yeah, but I did notice some things like well, I don't want to really get into it because we can talk about it when we do one of our other James
Yeah,
Bond things.
we're gonna do Megan. Just so everybody knows, we do mainstream Mondays, and we are on a James Wanathon,
Yeah.
and we're finishing off this like half of the season with doing a a few James Wan movies that he produced but didn't necessarily direct or have much to do with the thing, and whatnot. And Megan is one of them, and whatnot. So we
Yeah.
definitely want to get
So
into that.
yeah, so this is unrated and theatrical version on this one. So
I'm gonna have to
I
pick that up, just so I can see the unrated, and plus I want to own it anyway, and
yeah.
I'll pick it up. Maybe it'll be in my next haul. But yeah.
And then this one we discussed on Stephen King, so Children of the Corn, the Arrow version of
Oh,
the
nice.
original
I
movie,
need to buy that. Yeah.
which has a ton of special features
Did
on
you
it. I
get
mean,
that at the Hamilton book thing or whatever?
mm, I think I got it for Arrow when Arrow was doing their sale.
Oh, okay.
So it might have been MVP, like Arrow sale
MVD
or
or
something.
NVD or
MVD,
what? Yeah.
MVD. So it might have been through them when they were doing Arrow, but I'm pretty sure I got it through Arrow.
Cool.
And then some of these you
But
already know about, some of them you don't.
you told me it was better than the new one.
The new one is
Neutral.
god awful.
Yeah.
It should be erased. It should not exist. It
And
is
that director I've
horrible.
heard done some really good shit too. Like he's in director jail again. Like he was in director jail because he did something really crappy. And then the new Children of the Corn director, Children of the Corn, I forget. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I don't know what he's done. I don't know his films. I don't know what got him canceled or whatever.
Not canceled. He's just, when you do a really bad movie, you sort of get kind of Kurt Wimmer was his name. He did
Oh,
Equilibrium and
Equilibrium is really good with
I
Christian
know.
Bale.
So he did Equilibrium, and then the movie that put him in jail was Ultraviolet because that,
Oh shit, the Mila movie. I love
yeah.
Ultraviolet because
Well, a
she's in it.
lot of people hated it, I guess. It bombed really bad. And um, he also wrote Sphere and um The Wolves, the Thomas Crown Affair, you know. He
Hmm.
wrote a lot of great things, but he's sort of directing wise, he hadn't directed anything since Ultraviolet, I think.
Wow.
So, and then
Children of
then
the Corn is what you get then.
then after that you get Children of the Corn, and he's got a movie called Solara in pre-production. So Kurt
Hmm.
Wimmer.
Okay. Yeah, I like his older movies. So maybe he's more of a sci-fi guy than a horror guy. Yeah.
Maybe you should go back to doing that. Like,
Yeah.
huh?
And then this one you know about Tenant. So got this.
Yeah, baby.
So and
I gotta get the 4K of that at some point.
it looks beautiful. Yeah, it's just looks gorgeous. So
I
it's
want to get all the Christopher Nolan movies on 4K, and uh I have both Inception and Interstellar on 4K. And didn't he do the Dunkirk movie? Did
yeah.
he do? Yeah. So I have that as well, and so I have those three, and I need to get the Batman movies, of course, and a few of the other things on 4K. It's just so much I need to get. I just haven't done that yet. It'll happen.
White people problems. Um,
More richer people problems, I guess. I mean, I've
poor
got
people problems.
poor people problems for sure.
There we go. And now I got two from my one of my new favorite directors, William Brent Bell. So I did notice on the last one I showed off a couple, and now I'm going to show off a couple here. And The Devil Inside,
Ooh,
so found footage.
I've heard about
So
that.
this is the one that's good until the ending, where everybody hated the ending. There's a car crash, and then it says, for more info, go to this website. So
Nice.
there's really not an ending to it, but it's found footage. It's not supposed to have an ending to it.
Right.
But
Well, I mean, when you watched spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen the Blair Witch Project, but that sort of doesn't really end, It sort of just has people in the corner and shit, and then just kind of turns off. And I'm like, What the hell just, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on here. I'm not a big fan of found footage, as you know, but there has been a few indie found footage movies lately that like have been actually good, So, and eventually we're gonna
I
do
yeah.
Paranormal Activity, which not a big fan of the first one when I first watched it, but I haven't seen it since, so I can't wait to eventually talk about that a
Yeah, I
bit.
love all those.
I know you do.
Um, and I love found footage. So, and then got from the same director, Orphan First Kill.
Nice.
And I watched this one first, and then I watched Orphan after it. And if she leaves this family to go to the next family in the film, it does not make sense at all. So it's I don't know what they were, if they were trying to say, oh yeah, you could just watch them back to back and it makes sense. It doesn't. Like names are wrong and situations are wrong, and it's like, come on, people, you have the first movie to go off of,
I mean, yeah,
you
you
know?
can just rewatch the first one to kind of.
Yeah. So unless she's been in like orphanage after orphanage after orphanage after orphanage, then I don't know. It doesn't match with the first film, but I do like it better than the first film.
Yeah.
So, and then this is one that you also know about, Nobody.
Nobody.
So, which I do put into the, for the writer of John Wick. So I feel that this is part of the John Wick universe. I also think Atomic Blonde is part of the John Wick universe.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The creators of both of them have confirmed that it is, but you'll never get them
Crossover.
together. Yeah, because they're different film companies. So,
Oh, that's a bummer.
then Open Water 1, 2, and 3. So got the Open
Nice.
Water
I need to
collection.
get that at some point because I keep like wanting to see part two and part three. I don't care if I see it or whatever, but I've been wanting to see part two for some reason. I forgot why, but there was somebody in it or something I liked or whatever, and I wanted to see it drift. I just haven't seen it, and uh, you know, I'll eventually get that. I like the first one was pretty damn good, and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well, I figured I like collections, so it's like, oh, might as well get all three. So, but I just don't like that they're all on one disc.
I like movies where people are sort of trapped in an area where they like, you know what I mean? Like Open Water was perfect because obviously there was a sharks, swimming in the lake if you're in or not the lake, the ocean. If you're like trapped in the middle of the ocean, it's potential that a shark could be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Right?
Mm.
And stuff like that. So it's great. And then I liked Frozen where they're trapped on the ski lift and stuff because
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like, that's
Frozen was
just
good.
terrifying, to me. Like being trapped somewhere is terrifying, like not in the sense like I'm scared, oh my God, this is whatever, but like it gives me like anxiety issues watching
Surprised
that
then
stuff.
you don't like zombie movies and stuff. For the most part, zombie films
Well,
take
yeah,
place
I
in one
like Night of the Living
location.
Dead. When I first watched it, I don't think I liked it because it was black and white. I didn't like it when I was a kid. I wasn't into the zombies. I liked George Romero's original Night of the Living Dead because it was more you're trapped in that thing and you're just stuck there and you're like, oh my God, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna survive? That kind of shit. I like that. Did I don't like many of the other ones. Like I don't, many zombie movies, I feel like they're kind of they just get it's just like, dude, I'm getting tired. It's the same thing. But then so many people can say the same about slashers, like it's the same thing. And I
Yeah.
don't know what it is about a slasher that I like more than a zombie. I don't know. That's, I do. But that's
Okay. There you
that's me
go.
personal.
This is one you also know about, which is Escape Plan 3 film collection.
Nice.
So once again, figured if I'm going to buy the first one, which I did like, I might as well get all three.
Awesome.
So, and are these all on? I hate when they do this. So the best one is on the same
The
disc with part two, and then the third one's on a disc by itself. They did the same thing with Deep Blue Sea. I have that on DVD, and it's the first one, which is the best one, is on a disc with the second one, but then the third one is on a disc by itself.
it's weird.
And I get why they do that, because they the second, when the second one comes out, they release it with the first one to make money. But it's like, great. So now The third
Well,
one
now if
looks
they
better
make a
than
fourth one, they'll have to put fourth one on the same disc as the third one and all that fun
yeah.
stuff.
Now we have some box sets. So this is Cold War Creatures.
That okay, so I was wondering if you were gonna show this off because I saw that you had that. And I'm so jealous because I didn't buy it when you showed me the sale and everything. And I've been looking up that box set. It's like $50 or something if I want to get it on eBay. Still an okay deal for 4 movies, I think it was 4 or 5 movies. Um,
Yeah, 4 films.
4 films. And one of them is a movie that we did for Indie Film Cafe, which I think needs a fucking remake, which is The Giant Claw. That needs a fucking remake, you know. Like
No, the John Claw is perfect the way that it is.
I know I like it the way it is. I'm not saying that, but I would love to see a remake of that movie. Like I would love to. Like I'm sorry, but it's
Would
a
just be
movie
so
I
cheap as
wanted to do.
CGI turkey flying
No, no, no,
around.
no, no, no. You would if I were to produce it, I would make sure that it's a puppet turkey thing, you know, or whatever turkey
Then just watch this.
bird. No, because it'd be more fun to see it like in today's world. Like what the fuck would we do if that thing started to attack us?
They would just blow it up. I mean,
No.
that's all they
No,
would
because
do.
like on a small town, no, they won't. They wouldn't be able to do that. No.
I'm not for that. But this is 4 films from Sam Katzman, who is actually one of the producers on these. I think they even show his name here. Yeah, the Ape Man with Lugosi,
Oh, nice.
which also has Henry Hall in it, but it's yeah, produced by Sam Katzman.
Nice. So
Um,
those are 4 films directed by him or
no,
produced by
these
him.
are I think it's more produced by, I think he's more a producer than a director. So but this is the box, this is its side, and it comes with Creature with the Atomic Brain, The Wolfman, Zombies of Mora, like Tau or T, however you want to pronounce it. I think it's like Towie or something, and The Giant Claw.
Did it say the
Um,
Wolf Man?
the Werewolf.
The
Did I say the
werewolf.
Wolf now? The
Yeah, you
Werewolf.
said the Wolf Man. So I'm like,
Uh,
wait,
yeah, the Werewolf.
the
So
werewolf.
here's its back. Yeah, this is great.
Nice.
I've wanted it for a long time, and it's. I mean, I love these, and
Mm, that's awesome.
yeah.
And
So these
you
are,
get the whole like the movie's on its own disc, and it's
yeah,
a Arrow, so you know there's lots of special features and shit. It's fucking awesome. I need that eventually
yeah,
for my Arrow. You know, I've been collecting all my Arrow movies.
yeah. They even do really good insides too. So it's, yeah, it's definitely worth picking up, and so I'm glad I did get it on that sale. And then I picked up the Critters collection, so I got
Nice.
that, and that's all 4 films, and they're
Critters
all on
one
their
through
own.
four.
Yeah, and they're it's a Scream Factory.
Oh, so also special edition stuff, you know, and stuff
Yeah,
like
Blu-ray producer Cliff
commentary and
Macmillan.
other stuff.
Cliff
Yeah,
Macmillan, my
Cliff.
buddy.
Cliff gets a shout out.
Yeah. So, and we got 4, 3, 2, Mr. McGarris, and 1. So yeah, there's a lot of special features on these.
He was not happy with me one day.
Mr. Cliff?
Yeah, I remember like I promoted you promoted something that we did that was that had an arrow picture and stuff or poster. It was like, hey, I did that. I made, you know, that was my picture, you know, and you know, do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
No, I remember that. So
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was for, but I remember that. So anyway, was that it?
Nope, we got 2 more. And
Okay.
then because of the Critters box set, I did pick up Critters Attack, even though I heard it's horrible.
I've heard terrible things about that, but
Yeah.
you
And then
know,
there's that web series that was a movie, and then they cut it into web episodes. And I think I have those on a hard drive somewhere. But yeah, I wish that they would release those just as one movie. But
yeah,
yeah, I've heard this is bad. Like Dee Wallace is back, and she's not even playing the same character. She's
It's
like a
weird.
bounty hunter in it.
That's even
So
weirder, but all right.
yeah. And then the last one, saving the best for last, is Wings of Disaster, the Birdemic trilogy. Look at that.
They're
Look at
really
that.
the is that really the best for last?
Look at that. They're flying right there. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's
You told me you weren't a fan of the third one, right? Or
I
am
haven't
I?
seen the third one yet. I'm kind of avoiding it because I've heard it's so
Oh, that's what
awful.
you said. You said you've heard many bad things
Yeah,
about it.
all the reviews are like it's not like good bad, it's just bad. And so that's a huge disappointment that
That is.
there's three, which I hate the cover for three. I really dislike that. Because the other ones are, look at that. There's Birdemic 2, it's got like a ton of action,
Yep.
and then Birdemic 3's got action,
Roberto
and
McOne has actually, you mean.
Birdemic 1's got action, and then Birdemic 3 is just this painting. It's not
They were
interesting.
just like, yeah, we don't care.
Yeah, I've just heard one of my favorite YouTube channels is Weird Movies with Mike, and it's also called Fanboy Flicks. And he did like a 20-minute, maybe longer review of this, and he hated it. And I normally agree with what he says. So
I don't
it's
know.
unfortunate because James Wynn, I didn't have to put it down here instead of saying James Wan. It's like he hasn't. Everybody thought with Birdemic 2 that maybe he was doing the bad stuff on purpose, and with Birdemic 3, I guess not. So I guess that he's just a crappy filmmaker. But the
Oh
good thing
yeah,
is,
no,
I
he's a
mean,
terrible filmmaker. I mean, he might be trying to do the comedy bad, like comedy badly on purpose, like whatever, but like doesn't just doesn't understand, you know.
yeah, it's weird that he hasn't grown at all, because you would think that maybe part three you'd be like, okay, yeah, I've learned, let me do it better. But from what I've seen is, as Mike points out in Weird Movies with Mike, is he can't even use the correct setting on the camera, on the lens. So it's like he's using an indoor setting outside, so everything is dark. It looks like they're always in shadow,
Yeah.
and it would flip back and forth in like one scene with that, like in every scene it flips back and forth. So you would just think that somebody would tell him. But the good thing is you can find all this stuff on YouTube. Like, he actually has his own YouTube channel, and he puts up a lot of his stuff is on there. And then Riff Tracks does a great audio commentary of the first Birdemic. So all this stuff is out there.
On Indie
So
Film Cafe, we reviewed Birdemic 1 on the first season, and then later for Patreon only, we did Birdemic 2, and I think you were gonna be on it or something. Something happened, you weren't able to make it or something like that. So we went. I think we had somebody else do it. You weren't part of Birdemic 2, right? Because you would
no,
have.
I think I remember that one. Like, I had to work, or I had to go film or something like
Yeah.
that. And I was filming, and I couldn't be on it. So I was really
Yeah, you were
bummed
going to
because
be on it, but then you couldn't make it because we had another guest, and so we were gonna have you and the other guest, and then
yeah,
uh
because I'm a huge fan of his and the films and
so
all of that.
you would be completely, because Paul hates those movies. Like, not hates them like in a bad way. He thinks they're terrible and they're fun, like, to make fun of, but he doesn't actually think they're any good. you
See,
know.
that's a lot of people love The Room.
Right.
I hate The Room. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a good movie. I only watched it then to watch
Oh,
The
The Room's
Disaster
not a good
Artist.
movie, but it's
But it has that good bad thing going for it, and it's famous and all that. Birdemic is my The Room.
yeah. So
Actually,
The
and I
Room is
even
my The
got, I'll
Room,
show you.
and Birdemic I enjoy, but not nearly as much.
So I have a shelf that's dedicated to all of my Silent Night, Deadly Night stuff. And I have like a
Hmm.
poster above it and all that. So I'm going to do another one, but for Birdemic, and I'm going to put the Blu Rays and the DVDs. So I have an eagle, and now I need a turkey vulture. But this is the eagle that I'm going to have sitting next to all the stuff.
Nice.
So now I
You're
just put
already
on,
ready for it.
yeah. So I just now need the turkey vulture to put on the other end of the shelf, and then I'll have my Birdemic,
Nice.
or James Wynn, collection up there. So yeah. So that's it. That's all my stuff.
All right. So my next, oh, and I don't know if you saw the latest video or whatever. I don't know if I did these two or at least one of them. I think I've at least one of them I didn't do in the last haul. I did not check, but I know one of these. So Insidious Chapter 2, and then don't know if that was the one because I know that was
I made the Facebook joke. Why is she terrified of the two? Like she's looking right up at the two. Like she's like really scared of that number two. It's so weird.
and then we got I don't okay. Why does it keep saying my volume's gone? Can
Oh no,
I
I can hear you
yeah, and
fine.
I can hear you, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, so Insidious 2, then Insidious The Last Key. I think that's the only other one. So of those that I didn't show off yet, if I didn't. Um, and then I got a sale from Tempe. Some Tempe had a little bit of a sale, which wasn't much, but was enough for me to get a
Oh
couple
yeah, yeah, that
things.
one that I sent you where it's like there's nothing on here. That's
Yeah, but I was like, still a couple dollars off. Some of their movies will made me happy, and so I had to get Mulva and Mulva 2,
okay.
double feature. Love my
Nice.
Chris Seaver stuff. And then another movie I'm so excited about owning that I love. This movie is great, is Bloodletting. I'm eventually
Ah,
going to do a review of it for Indie Film Cafe at some point.
yeah, got
And
that on DVD.
yeah. And then we've got a Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero movie. So Paul was talking about how me and him went to see The Room at the speaking of The Room, we got to see it at a film festival in Williamsburg, Virginia. And Greg Sestero was going to be there, right? Signing stuff and meeting people and doing a Q&A. And he promoted some stuff that's going on right now, some stuff that just got like announced, which is that Bob Odenkirk and him, they all reshot The Room. They reshot The
Well,
Room in one day.
ah,
And Bob Odenkirk is Tommy.
that's funny.
So I really, really want to see that.
I
Um,
that I would watch because I love Bob Odenkirk.
yeah, and Greg Greg is not Mark. He plays the bad guy, whatever the I forgot his name, the Chris R, so I'm sure you don't remember who that is. But
No,
he's
I don't.
the
No.
guy that in Zac Efron played in Disaster Artist, and everything. So anywho, so he plays that. So while I was there, I got Best Friend Fiends, whatever you want to call it. And it's
Okay.
the movie that Tommy and Greg are in. It's got volumes 1 and 2. Weirdly enough, I was kind of disappointed by this, but it says special features, deleted scenes, behind the friendships commentary or featurettes, and then commentary with Greg and Tommy, right? Then volume 2 does not have commentary. So I'm like, what? Now I only get commentary for half of it,
That's weird.
but it's volume 1 and 2. So
Is it a documentary on them or is it like a movie?
it's a movie. It's a uh Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero star in this new comedy thriller, the surreal tale of a friendship gone dangerously wrong. Homeless drifter John, played by Sestero, is rescued by Harvey, played by what was so, an eccentric mortician who steals corpses' gold teeth. But as soon as John concocts a scheme to make them both fabulously rich out the loot, he learns horrific facts about Harvey's life that threaten to tear them apart.
Okay.
Tear me apart, Lisa. All
Tear
right.
me apart.
So the next movies are all Scream Factory flicks. Um, I, so you remember you watched that last haul, right? Do you remember my videos or did you just skip through to your videos to make sure?
I watched some of yours.
I don't know if I talked about this or not, and I did not. It was Phantom of the Mall, and
I don't think so.
we did that for 80s horror films, and I was just looking at that, going, "Wait, did I do that in the last haul?" I don't think I did, but there you go. So Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge, did that for 80s horror films, and that's through Arrow. So that's my only Arrow one right now that is done. So next is a little movie called Candyman. I don't know if you've heard of this one.
I have. I have. I have part three.
Yeah, part three. Yes. And then well, mentioned this earlier, Cherry Falls.
Cherry Falls. Yeah.
That was in my haul video that I did.
I have both Candyman and Cherry Falls on Blu-ray.
Well, do you have this? Idle Hands. That's
That
awesome.
I don't have.
It's great. I love the movie. I had a lot of fun and get to review it for Hollywood Knockbusters because it's a movie that not does not get talked about a lot, you know. I like it. I
Ugh.
had a fun time.
And Jessica Alba is just freaking gorgeous in that movie. Oh my god! A friend of mine went to go see it, and he's and she plays the angel. She's in that angel costume, and he's
Hmm.
just like, my god, they dressed her perfectly. She's
Yeah,
an
she,
angel. Like she's
she was an
literally an
angel.
angel.
Yeah, and then she later became the Dark Angel. So
Yeah. Oh yes, yes. James Cameron.
James Cameron's show. So then I showed you this before, but Misery.
Misery, good one. Yep.
Well, so and we talked about that on the that's kind of a popular Stephen King thing. Like everybody who always talks about James Caan always talks about Misery, and I'm like, I mean, James Caan's done so much, and I understand Misery is like very popular, but he should have, you know, there's much more that he's done than just Misery. Um, then this is a another one I mentioned on the last haul, which was Blades.
Yes.
It's a Vinegar Syndrome. And then these last two are 4K movies. Now, my buddy Vittorio got this movie for the Blu-ray, not for the 4K. So he just gave me the 4K because he doesn't have a 4K player. Even though I told him he could just wait till he got one, and keep it. But he was like,
Right.
I don't really want it. So I was like, all right. So he made me a little thing here, and it's Real Genius on 4K.
Ah, good film.
Yeah, great film. So
Now,
I,
in the film, he wears a shirt. Val Kilmer wears a shirt that says "I heart" and it's a heart and it says "toxic waste."
mm-hmm.
So I got that shirt when it came on video on VHS. It came with a shirt like
Oh,
at the
nice.
store, and I was wearing it one night. It's just a white shirt and it just says "I heart" and it's red, toxic waste. I'll never forget it. I was in line at the grocery store, and this guy just looks at me and goes, "Do you really like toxic waste?" And of course, I'm a little shit. I'm like, "Well, of course I do." And he goes, "How could you like toxic waste?" And he like got so mad at me because right down below it said like copyright, Real Genius, whoever the company was, Paramount, it's a film shirt. And this guy was so angry with me that I liked
He got
toxic or I
offended. He got offended
heart.
before everybody else got offended in this world.
I know
He's the
he might
first
have been the
offensive
first male
man,
Karen.
offended man. You know.
So
Uh,
stupid.
and that's a great story though, by the way. That's funny. Last but not least is a movie, a 4K movie that because I saved my 4K for last, that I told you about, but it's a Criterion one, and it's Raging Bull.
Raging Bull. Yeah.
Um, Classic Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Martin Scorsese movie, written by Paul Schrader and Martin, and about Jake LaMotta and his life, and just the special features on here alone are just so worth it. Like, 3 audio commentaries featuring Scorsese and the editor and cinematographer, music consultant, boxer Jake LaMotta, and the writers and stuff like that. So interviews, fight night, making a program with featuring Scorsese and the key members and cast and crew. Just great stuff. This was at the time that like Scorsese was making movies with Robert De Niro that were really like, sort of hardcore and gritty that I mean, he was doing so good, but like he made King of Comedy and that killed him. That was it. That's the one that pushed him over the edge. And he was like, I gotta take a break after a while. And for like 3 or 4 years, he didn't work with Scorsese, because he was just giving him. And then I think the next one he did was fucking maybe it was Goodfellas. Maybe Goodfellas was next. But he also did that what's that movie that was like a remake, of a Robert Mitchum movie,
Okay, fair.
Cape Fear. And that was that's just as bad as the other ones, man. Like I don't know what, because like the
I
thing
loved Cape
was,
Fear. I love both versions of that.
no, I don't mean bad like it's a bad movie. I'm saying bad like it's bad for him mentally. Like he really Robert De Niro put himself into this like really fucked up space when he played all these characters, and stuff. He's a method actor. So, he like really like he became that character. And when he played like the guy in King of Comedy, he was just this like nasty fucking like kind of noxious jerk, guy, that would stop at nothing to become famous. And which is really funny. Did you ever see Joker?
Yeah, Joker's just Taxi Driver and King of Comedy.
Right. And it's so funny because they have Robert De Niro in it. So you must had to have known like this was basically
Yeah,
a
I
rip
think it was
off of his
very
movies.
intentional. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's because
He plays
De
the Jerry
Niro
Lewis role,
is the Jerry
basically.
Lewis role, and it's the best thing that Jerry Lewis ever did.
Oh yeah. And when I hear these things like that some woman really thought Jerry Lewis was walking down the street because they just filmed him walking, and some woman came up and she saw him and she said, "Oh, Jerry," because his name was Jerry in the movie. Walks up and says, "Jerry, Jerry," blah blah blah, and Jerry Lewis kind of just like brushes her off and walks away, and she goes, "I hope you get cancer." That was real. That was all
Uh,
real and shit. They just got that. I bet they came and paid that lady something, for and hopefully got her to sign the release form, but and stuff. Yeah,
Run up
it's
afterwards.
but yeah, I brought her up to her afterwards and been like, "You're gonna be in a movie where you tell Jerry Lewis to get, yeah, I hope you get cancer." Um, but yeah, it was wonderful. So it's things like that when I hear that stories and stuff that I just, I want to do King of Comedy for film freaks at some point. It just hasn't happened yet. There's so many other movies that I have to pick before then. I love it, but it's on my list. You know, um,
Right.
it'll be on my list before it's on Paul's list. Trust me. Paul likes it, but not as much, nearly as much as I do. It's a hard movie to watch. Like that movie. Raging Bull is a hard movie to watch. To me, because it's just so realistic, and kind of makes me feel like I shouldn't be watching this, you know. Um,
Okay.
Taxi Driver, same way too, just
I don't have those feelings.
mm,
To
that's
me, they're
that's how
just
I feel.
they're just movies. So they're good movies, but they're movies.
I don't know. Maybe I guess some movies hit different with people, certain people.
I've often wondered, like, maybe I shouldn't do filmmaking because I obviously don't have the experience that other people have. I mean, it's hearing people that they think they're going to drown in open water, or all this type of stuff. Like the Ryan Reynolds film where he's stuck in the coffin underground, and people are like, oh my god, it's just like you're in a movie theater, you're at home, it's not real. If you're out if you're watching Gravity, you're not going to die. You're in a theater.
I mean, Frozen,
So
we were talking about Frozen a little bit ago, and yeah, I don't think I'm actually trapped up there necessarily, but that feeling, that rush you get when you're watching that stuff going, I feel it. I don't know. That's how I feel.
I get
So,
it.
I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know what like Adam Green or the directors of Open Water or whatever do to like make you feel that way. You know what I mean? I haven't, you know, I haven't figured that out. I don't know if there's a thing, if there's a certain way to make a movie, but I think it has to do with the music and the sounds and the and just the shots, that really make you
Well,
feel
I
like
mean,
you're there.
music to me says it's a movie. In space and gravity, there is no sound. So they shouldn't have any sound at all. I know it just doesn't, none of that stuff. I do get a little claustrophobic if I'm watching something with people going through like holes under the earth. They go down and they walk through a tunnel and it gets smaller and they have to go through that. I can be like, nope, not, I would never do that. But
The Descent.
otherwise, yeah, like the descent would probably make me go, and I do get like if I don't know, if a shark attacks somebody, I might go like, oh shit, something like that, because like a head gets chopped, gets eaten off or something. But no, I don't get it. I don't understand how books are scary. I don't understand how you're reading a book. It's you're in a bus stop or in an airport or in your house. They're not scary. That I made that whole joke on our Stephen King video about Friends with Joey because he was so scared of The Shining, he put it in the freezer. I don't get it. If you're reading it in New York in an apartment, why is it scary? It may be a good book, but it's not scary.
Well, I
It's a
mean,
book.
so there used to be a book series of like Friday the 13th books, and that I read as a kid, right? And when I would read it, I live right next to the woods, right? So I'd be reading it and I would think, oh my God, Jason's in my woods, you know, even though I'm a kid, right?
Why?
So whatever. But I just for some reason that's where my mind would go. It's like because my imagination, really runs wild when my thoughts start to go around to these things. So like when I would do that, I'm like, oh my God, I'm there. He's here. He's in, even though Camp Crystal Lake is nowhere near Virginia, I don't know. I that's what I think. And there's some people that's how it is. When they watch a movie, it's like they're transported into that
Well, it's
world.
it's many people think that. I just don't. I am in the minority. I mean, I don't think when I'm watching when I was a kid, I when I was watching Godzilla, I didn't think I was in Japan. I didn't and I was right next to San Francisco, but I never thought that Godzilla was in San Francisco. So it's like I didn't think I was there. I mean, just like 3D, I'm not there. It's just a gimmick. So I don't know. I just movies are movies, TV shows are TV shows, and that's
And
what
books
they
are
are to me.
books.
And books are
Yeah, no, I
books. Yeah,
get it. I get
yeah,
I get what you're saying.
yeah.
I'm just saying I think it has to do with imagination. It has to do with just just what I mean since I was little, it was always like that. When I watched Ghostbusters, man, it was like I was there with the Ghostbusters, ghostbusting with them, and stuff. Even though I wasn't. I was nowhere, like I was at home, sitting at home watching the movies. There's no way Zool's gonna come after me. I still thought, oh my God, if I go into my living room, Zool's gonna come up through the thing and steal me away like you did Dana.
I no,
I,
don't no. Well,
so
I don't get it. I
it's
don't get
just
it.
the way
Yeah.
always been sort of there, but like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch a concert on TV and think I'm there.
oh
I'm
God.
not gonna say, oh yeah, I saw Paul McCartney in concert when I
No,
really
no,
just
no,
saw it
no,
on
no, no. I
TV.
mean, that's different. I don't say, "Oh my God, I was hanging out with the Ghostbusters." I just said it's a good movie, and I felt like I was there. And that's sort of how I've always been. But
I
Uh,
mean, I have some friends long time ago. Speaking of Paul McCartney, he had an album come out called Tug of War, and on the album is a song called Wonderlust. And the whole idea is that you can, if you're sitting here, I can go and be with you, because
right.
I'm it's what I'm thinking. So one day, a friend came up and said that he went to France, and we're like, dude, wouldn't you ever go to France? And he goes, oh, it's Wonderlust. And we made fun of him because it's like, no, you didn't go
Hey,
to France. You can't. No,
Wanderlust.
no, Wanderlust.
See,
So, I'm
go back to my movies.
yeah, I don't get it. I mean, when I was a kid, I got scared of stuff from watching movies. Like I remember being in the ocean and thought of sharks or Jaws. And if I was, like my grandmother did not, after seeing the movie Duel, she did not like going by like the gas trucks, that
Yeah,
she got kind of paranoid about that.
yeah.
But it's I think more realistic stuff
Well,
that
right, like Final Destination 2 with the log stuff, log truck. Like that could really happen by accident, right? Like
it could.
if obviously if something were to affect, the log. So, but yeah, I totally get it. It's
Yeah,
kind of
it just
weird.
does. I don't know. That's why I've said, maybe I shouldn't be doing this because I apparently don't have the imagination that other people have. But it's
I don't think you have to. I think you just have to make a movie that other people can feel that way toward, not
okay. Okay, okay,
necessarily
fair
you.
enough. Okay.
So don't sell yourself short. I think it's interesting because like maybe I'll watch Axmas and I'll be like, ooh, I'm in a storage shed, somewhere or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I can feel that way about movies myself, um, unless they're made by a certain filmmaker. I just, unless I have a fear of walking, then I don't think I'm going to be scared.
And stock
Um,
footage.
yeah, and stock footage, thanks. But anyway, it's kind of wrong, but hopefully people know what I mean. If they've even
If it's
watched it
so
this
wrong,
long.
why does it feel so right?
I know. I ask myself that question all the time. But yeah, so I don't know. It's one of those things where I love my imagination loves to go many, many places. It's been like, I'll tell this story and then we'll probably wrap it up. But when I was a kid, I used to watch the show James Bond Jr., you know,
Yeah,
um,
I know of it. Yeah.
you know of it. And I would get on my bike when I was bored, like when nobody could hang out, they're all doing something else or whatever. And I would get on my bike and I would start riding around my block. And then I would start pretending that there was this like helicopter or airplane coming after me and trying to shoot me, and so I dodge bullets. I literally thought I was there, doing that stuff. So my
Well,
imagination has always been like that.
so I think as a little kid, I mean, when I was 10 years old and they were playing the Monkees on TV, I mean, I was always Mike because I had the ski cap.
Right.
So it was, we would be the Monkees and we would run around a swing set and we do monkey type stuff. But I knew that I was not one of the Monkees,
Oh, I
and
know.
it
I mean,
was
I knew I was
but
not, James
but
Bond
you
Jr.,
play
but
army, you play whatever it is, and you make believe that you're there. So I think as a kid, yeah, I did.
I
But
think you still have that, you know, you still have that in you. It's just a matter of like you yourself probably uh are just sort of how to say this like the right way, but you sort of you don't realize like when you're watching a movie, you're watching a movie. But when you're a kid, you always felt that same way. You said Godzilla, you didn't feel like you were in Tokyo dealing with Godzilla, but you still, probably enjoyed the movie when you were watching it to the point of like, sort of like I'm in it, I'm enjoying this. I just watched The Fisher King for the first time, and I was like, oh my God, it just blew me away. Like that movie in itself, weirdly enough. But it's Terry Gilliam, so I'm not surprised. But it was my first time watching it, and I was like, I'm hooked. I'm in. I'm in New York, like I'm feeling it. So I don't know.
right.
Whatever. Anyway, that's not about our haul anymore. we are off topic. We're, and everything like normal. But I want to thank you, John, for coming on Blu-ray Hunter once again. To give everybody an update, yes, there are going to be more videos coming soon. I've just been sort of taking a break from videos to work on my screenwriting and stuff, which is something I've been desperately needing to do. I'm still sort of going to be doing a lot of that, so we'll see. But I'm going to try to fit in a lot more videos, at least once a week, starting in April. So this will be the first one this week, and then maybe more coming soon. I need to do another collection haul. Showed off my Criterion on the last collection haul, and that was pretty intense. I was surprised about that. I mean, I've got a lot, go over. So I think next will be Arrow, if I'm correct. So it'll be my Arrow haul, which is okay, but not nearly as big as my Criterion yet. It's I'm building it up. It's gonna be big as soon as possible. But and then I think that's it. I may do some more reviews, Blu-ray reviews and stuff, but I wanted to do it with people, you know. But if I do it through Zoom, I have to find somebody who has that specific Blu-ray, you know. And if I do it by myself, I just feel weird sometimes doing this shit by myself. Like I'm talking to myself, and it's, just kind of throws me off. You know, I'd rather have somebody to bounce off this stuff with, you know. Once again, that's why I
Sure.
invited you to come on this show. Once again, I don't like
Well, thank you.
even doing my hauls by myself. It's weird. Um, but some people are really good at it. I
I
don't know.
like both. Yeah, I like both. I like doing stuff by myself. It
Do
just
you?
depends on what it is. Like if I want to review something, then I want somebody there to bounce off of. But if it's just
Yeah.
like, hey, I bought this yesterday, then I can just do it myself.
Yeah. Why not? So, I mean, I don't know. And you've got your stuff going. So Dark Park Films, we'll give you a shout out, and people can come check out your channel, which
Yeah,
we'll leave.
John Ward at Dark Park Films. It's YouTube
Yes.
has all my stuff on it. So
You're always doing something at least once a week, if not twice a week, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. I like to do at least one video a week, but then I welcome other people if they want to do a video too. I'll put it up there that week. So then it'll be two
good
videos.
for I know you were talking about only doing once a week or whatever, but it's nice when you can get somebody else and do two for that week, you know. Um,
Yeah, the channel is growing. So every once in a while, I see that there's a new subscriber. So I mean, it's weird. The last one I did was the about like 5 movies from Goodwill. The video was only 13 minutes long, and it's already has like 80 views compared
nice.
to some of the other ones that are longer. So
I'm
yeah, I
getting a
think
lot more views on TikTok, weirdly enough, but I don't know how long that'll last. They're doing something, but trying to get that banned. But so if somebody was like, "Isn't that banned?" I was like, "Not yet," and until it
they're
is, I'm gonna
trying.
keep doing it. You know, so we'll see. Um, so yeah, the Blu-ray Hunter has not been on TikTok in a while, so I'm gonna have to get back to that. But it's gonna bear with me, man, because like I said, my screenwriting literally comes first before any of my podcasts, and that includes Indie Film Cafe. My screenwriting is my baby right now, so it's been my baby since I was a kid. So that comes first, and I'm enjoying writing. I'm enjoying getting back into that because I feel like it's been a while, and you're writing stuff and you're busy always doing everything. So wonderful.
That's why I went down to one video a week instead of doing like three.
Yeah, because you wanted to fit in more chances to write and do stuff, film stuff. And so we talked about on the last haul, which if you've seen that, go see that. If you haven't seen it yet, we did some pretty good stuff. But um, the last haul, we kind of touched on the fact that you've got projects you're still working on getting going. So you're busy as well,
Trying. Plus work, regular work. Got to pay the bills.
paying the bills and doing all the regular shit. So we're both constantly doing stuff. It's gonna be so this will be back. We'll do another haul in April. So May, I guess. May, June. Yeah, so May, June, and then
Yeah, so yeah,
because this
April, May. Yeah, so it'll be April, May.
April, May, yes, okay, April, May, yep, and
Yeah.
then okay, good, all right.
So
So
March,
confused
April, May. Yeah, yeah. So it'd be at
because
the end
this
of
is
May.
this is March and February, March. So
Yeah, we did December, January, and then February and March.
February, March, then April, May, then June, July. It's gonna be a busy year. And once again, we do a monthly haul, so you'll see us on Indie Film Cafe for that.
Sure.
And
See, Paul has his cows. I have my eagle.
I have a pet monster somewhere up there. If you can
There he
see
is.
him up there. No, you can't. You can only see his like foot.
He's like just hanging.
Yeah,
So,
his
all
foot's
right.
just hanging off. All right, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and until next time, join us for the next haul that we do. Till then, everybody, the eagle's about to land.
That's
Bye.
right. Bye.